Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Fulfilling our natural obligations. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss smelling like a brewery, being mistaken for a ghost, and volunteering to lose your mind. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet, next to the guy who wonders if the mealtime prayer also covers the food in the pantry. It's Dick. I had my bachelor party in Seguin. Schisler.
Yeah, the real question for the onesies on YouTube and Facebook, what am I doing under this table?
3 guesses and the first 2 don't count.
As you can
It's
tell,
a holiday surprise.
we're constantly doing different modifications to the studio here, and
We're in a bit of a flux at the moment, it seems.
the camera is different, as you can tell on me, because I was like, you know what, you don't really get to see how beautiful I am.
Yeah, that's it.
From the center side.
It wasn't the fact that we've had to restart the machine and all of a sudden the cameras were out. It had nothing to do with that.
Well, it's because I've been trying to fix the machine, and then it lost all the cool stuff. But yeah, you can see all my trash. This is my trash corner. I got knives.
This is a behind-the-scenes look at AOO.
This is when Andrew acts up. Like,
Oh my God, I'm a little nervous now.
And then,
Are you supposed to have one of those? I thought, has the statute of limitations passed on
no,
that?
that's children.
Oh, right. That's right. It's the park and the playground. You're not allowed to go
No, that's
around.
because my swimmers don't swim. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, that's it. Is that a urine cup over there, by the way? Does that have urine in it?
It has spit.
Oh, my God.
Yummy. Oh, accidentally drank the wrong one.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I wish my background is the computer I've been working on. You can see kind of like all the sound equipment, all the cords. Is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, welcome to Audience of One show here at Lone Star Community Radio, the studio that's in downtown Conroe, Texas.
Fridays at 10 a.m. is when this wonderful show airs.
Yeah.
If you like what you're hearing and you're following us on Soch, even if you're not, try to donate. Try to sponsor if you're so inclined.
I love it.
We'd appreciate
It's
it.
a great idea.
It's a great show. Your dollar will go to a good cause. Yeah. Hey, man, the weather has gotten cooler.
Maybe
and I
I'll
love
get
it.
better cords.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, help support.
Well, that's one thing I love about you ever been in a job or anything like you're trying to make it look as clean as possible after the fact, and especially if it's tech related, and then a problem happens, like, oh, I have to pull this whole thing out, and then I have to unplug all these things just to get to the problem.
And the next time you do it, you don't make it look nearly as pretty.
No,
the first time it's
that's
great.
what's behind me right now. And now that I know what I need, because I even mentioned to you, I was like, I'm trying to like get my fingers in these little things, and I'm like, oh, I gotta unscrew these,
so to speak.
You gotta unscrew these little things, but you have no leverage because you have to go through like 3 cords. And I'm like, I should just buy extenders for everything and just label them.
Probably help.
I don't have to ever do this ever again.
Yeah, that would require effort, though. Oh, man.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the weather has gotten cooler, and it's kind of nice because it's feeling a little bit like Christmas. But the one thing I don't understand is somehow in this part of the country, we still have mosquitoes. And there's nothing like putting up Christmas lights.
Well, it's like roaches, too. We still have roaches.
Yeah, I know, and you shouldn't at this time of year. There's nothing like putting up Christmas lights and having to spray, bug spray on you as you're doing it.
No.
It just doesn't seem right, man. I don't understand mosquitoes, and I guess flies to that matter as well. They should be, in theory, scared of me. Right? They have seen me kill their brothers and their cousins in cold blood with that bug assault for the last 3 or 4 months. But yet when I walk out the door, they attack me.
Maybe they're like hardcore warriors. And
they must be.
Like we're avenging.
I don't understand how they're not scared of me. They've seen me kill them in cold blood.
Yeah. But I do like how you describe it. Like it just doesn't make sense. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That's basically this region of Texas.
Why it's cold and we still have roaches and mosquitoes out. But the
no,
funny thing,
like you look at the weather this week, it's like the low of 30, but high of 75.
Oh yeah, I love that time.
And then what I love is this weekend, starting today, it's like high of 60, 70, but there's going to be rain. Mm-hmm. But then when you look at the rainfall, it's like 0.04.
Yeah, it's just misting.
Yeah, so
nasty.
I'm like, what's it going to feel like? You go outside and it's
cold, humid,
but kind of hot at like 3 hours of the day, and then you're walking through a mist.
It's window fogging weather is what it is.
It's pretty cool. It's purgatory is what I call it.
Purgatory, yeah, you're kind of in between. But what I don't understand, though, getting back to the flies and the mosquitoes, is they have to at least notice your presence of some sort. Because have you ever noticed after your Freddy has made a do, the flies will instantly jump on that turd in the lawn. But if you walk up to it, they scatter real quick, like they're embarrassed that they're on the poo or something.
Yeah.
So they'll run away from you in that instance. But if you've got food or something else, they come right back.
Maybe it's because I heard a guy talk about, they did a research on mice and cat poop.
Continue.
And they basically said like there was a certain pheromone or something, or some type of, not pheromone, like some organism in the cat poop that when rats would eat it, it made them attracted to cats.
Whoa, it's like Inception, man.
Yeah, and so but like the organism made them follow cats. That's why like they're around cat piss, and that's why cats are their main predator, because they're really easy to kill.
Opposites attract,
Yeah,
man.
There's some weird study, and
I'll have to
maybe,
look that
maybe
up.
that's what's going on, dude.
I don't know.
Maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe so.
If you guys don't know, it's kind of funny. This week has been an off week for both Andrew and I. We both got that bug.
Yeah, whatever's
We
going around.
both ate that cat poop, and we're.
Yeah, I've got it. Whatever's going on.
I might randomly start coughing and not be able to stop for like, a half a second. But it's one of those things where what I love now, and this is like the aftermath of COVID. Everyone thinks you still have COVID. So
Maybe I do.
I had a cold, and I'm like, everyone's like, you have COVID? Should I come into the studio? And I go, if that's how you're going to live your life, then maybe you shouldn't come in at all.
Hey, let's live life like it's 2019 again and just risk it all, baby. Risk it all.
I don't know.
We ain't getting tested for nothing.
Tell you what, though, I wish when I get sick, I get real sick. Because this long form sickness that's like every day is a little bad.
Are you going to twist this to your advantage somehow?
No, I meant more of like, I'd rather just have 2 days of hardcore, like I can't eat anything, because the way I get sick these days.
That's a good point.
I have to do 1 day of sore throat. Next day I can't breathe. I'm just snotting. And then the next day I'm coughing up all this stuff. The next day it might be a combo of all three. And then, but it's enough where I can still go to work.
Right. And infect others, correct.
Yeah, well,
you bring up an interesting point, though. Would you rather have 2 days of just incapacitating, I don't know if that's the right word, but just where you're bedridden cold, sick?
Oh, yeah.
Or would you rather have 5 days of just lingering kind of, I don't feel great, but I still am good enough to maneuver around?
With the station, I'm really the only one.
I don't know what I would choose.
I'm really the only one that can do all the shows.
Bragger.
And everyone had great guests this week.
God, I
have to be here.
I have to infect others.
And I'm not afraid of, I'm very selfish with that. Like, you should see me during COVID. I didn't care. I'm like,
no way.
Natural selection, baby. That's, well, what's
Were you one of these guys that wore your face mask on your forehead?
I didn't have a face mask. I never had one.
You're that guy, huh?
Oh, what I love is at the time,
at
the time I was with a nurse too, and she would get mad as hell at me.
So would you just saunter through the Kroger without a mask on and get all these looks darting at you, and you're like, I don't care?
Well, basically they're like, hey, you need a mask. I'm like, oh, I forgot it in the car. Do you have an extra one? And they're like, oh yeah, I do. Boom, done, taken care of.
And so you would wear it if they gave you one?
I'll blend in.
Then you would fling it like a pair of panties right as you got to the door?
Right when I'm like, there you go. Probably
you wouldn't hold on to it, huh?
No, one of my favorite memories, I don't know if I've ever told you this memory, but like I said, I was with a nurse at the time, and that whole COVID thing was funny through her lens, because I remember when she came back, she's like, oh, they only gave us 2 PPE 90, whatever they get
personal
fitted.
Protective
they get fitted
equipment.
Masks. Like, they only give us 2, and those are technically only good for like 4 days. If you're
who
using
cares?
them, if you're using them nonstop.
Who cares?
And then like, but these are supposed to last you half the year. And I'm like, so even the hospitals aren't taking this serious. What was even best though, it got better, because as she was putting up with that crap, it was her birthday, and I got COVID. Like, I was convinced I got COVID because I was actually the bedridden sick, and I was like, I'm dying here. And she's like, well, you're going out for my birthday. Like, you're taking me out for my birthday. And I go, aren't you supposed to be like a hero and like a frontline person and be like, no, you need to stay home. You need to. I don't want to go. I don't feel good. And she's like, we're going. And so I'll never forget that feeling of feeling like just and sitting in front of her while she's enjoying her birthday cocktail And she's like, I got you a cocktail. I'm like, do I really look like I want a cocktail right now? And I'm like sweating, and I'm like drinking. And we went to this one of those restaurants they give you the jug of water. Mm-hmm. I went through like 15 of those.
I believe that's called a carafe.
Yeah. And I even told the ladies, like, can you just bring 3? Just bring 3 at a time, because I'm just gonna just keep drinking.
Bring one every 15 minutes till someone passes out, and then after that, every 10.
Yeah, it was
Thank you,
pretty
Rodney
funny.
Dangerfield.
And that was one of the. That will always stick with me, because it's like everyone just can do whatever they want during COVID. Just be selfish and do it. Just do it.
Well, speaking of doing whatever they want, I got to thinking about some good deeds that I do that I'm no longer going to do them. You know, like Good Samaritan things. And
like choke someone out on the subway.
Right, exactly. He was doing his Good Samaritan. By the way, can you be a bad Samaritan or even like an average Samaritan? It seems like anytime I hear the word Samaritan, he's always a good Samaritan.
I think what it is.
I don't even know what a Samaritan is.
Well, society has a certain level of expectations in different situations. So, like, for example, I imagine today holding a door for somebody, that's like an average Samaritan.
Okay, yes.
You know, it's like, oh,
doing my average Samaritan deed. That's right.
Thank you. But
what's an example of a bad Samaritan?
A bad Samaritan
I wouldn't even know.
Would be someone like that cuts you off, or you know, you're going towards the same direction.
You bad Samaritan!
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I think.
Wait, isn't a Samaritan like an old ancient civilization in Egypt or something, or is that completely non-related?
Well, I thought of you this morning.
I have no idea.
I thought of you this morning.
Did
so,
you?
I guess
Yeah,
I would call this a bad Samaritan. I was in the parking garage and it was bad. I was like, I've never seen it that bad. Where there's like 7 cars, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are we all like this? Is somebody hurt? Like, that's what. Because when you're in a parking garage, it's kind of flowing. Even when there's like if you're in like a baseball, like you're leaving the baseball park, everything's still kind of flowing. We're at a deadlock, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I get out of my car and I'm like walking down, and I look up one of the levels. This poor lady did not know how to reverse into a parking spot.
Oh no!
And she literally was doing the. And I'm like, just
entertaining for a few minutes, but then it starts getting annoying.
Enough when there's 7 cars waiting, and I'm like,
lady, let me just park your car for you.
Yeah, well, I was sitting there.
Let me be an average Samaritan.
Not even that.
And park your car for you.
I think if I were in that scenario and I couldn't figure out the angle, because it was one of those weird parking spots at the corner.
The angle.
And it's like where the ramp starts.
Yeah.
So everyone was like
some of them
stuck
are
on the
kind of
ramp.
tricky. Yeah, I know.
So I would have just been like, I'm going to go find another spot.
Yeah.
Clearly this is
after 14 or 15 tries, go look for another spot.
What I love is you see her finally like hit the corner right, and right when she gave enough room for the person, she just zoomed right by her. And she like stops. She's like, oh no.
Didn't even realize she was holding up all the traffic, I suppose.
It made me think of you finding parking spots, and I'm sitting there going like,
that's right. Well,
I ain't dealing with that.
Good Samaritan thing that I do that I'm not sure I'm going to do anymore is when I'm at a grocery store and I see that the cashier's light is off, I don't go through his line. Because my assumption is he or she has turned his light off because they're going to go on break or they're just doing this temporarily. So I will go to the line adjacent to that. Well, it completely screwed me being a good to average Samaritan this past week. When I got up to the cashier, his light was off. I chose another line that was significantly longer, and some lady just went right on into his line and got right in there, and he was checking her groceries. I thought, well, dude, your light's off. And I kind of looked over at him, and he, clicks his light back on.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
And I'm like,
you've worked at a grocery store.
Never again am I going to. I'm just going to ignore those lights.
No, you know what I do?
I'm just going to ignore them now.
If I have a lot of items, and you know how like at HEBs they have some people walking the lines. I was like, hey,
sometimes.
Can you check me out at this empty one? Like I got all this stuff, and
sometimes they will.
50%. They're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll get you. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Well, I just asked.
Do you adhere to the lights at the grocery store, or you don't care if someone's in the line? You're just going to.
The more important question is, do you adhere to the 15 item rule? Because I say that's like 50-50 with most people.
I mean, within a few items, I do. I'm not going to take like 100 in there.
Well, you know what they should do with that lane is not called items, called basket only.
Okay, yeah. Because that would limit it right there. So it's not a number. That way it's just however many you can fit into
if you have
a
a cart, you can't bring it in. You got to have a basket.
Okay. Who's going to be monitoring that?
Well, it's kind of obvious if you don't have a basket.
Yeah, but who's going to be monitoring it?
Well, it's kind of obvious you don't have 15 items either. So,
but the thing is that the software will allow you to check out more than 15.
Yeah.
It should just stop right at 15 and go, You're done. Dunskies.
But
Got to
see,
pay for that.
you can
Hope those were the 15 items you wanted the most.
So you ever tried this? Because I love grocery store ethics and stuff like that. And now that you can do curbside,
Yeah.
I remember I was living with somebody, and we did the curbside. And what we did was we got like the normal, sodas, everything curbside delivered. While she was waiting for the delivery, I got out and went and shopped the meats. It was like 2 items. I'm looking for 2 specific
Dick
items.
is shopping the meats.
So I was like, I wonder if that's more efficient. Like, because you never trust the personal shoppers to get the good fruit or whatever.
I never trust
So
them
you
to
go in
do any of
there,
it.
and I'm like, and you can do the self-checkout. And by the time I get to the car, she's finished with getting everything, like all the big items loaded from the person.
I don't trust you with my meat.
So I like that. It worked
Okay.
out. It was a good
Look
system.
at you, finding efficiencies in the system.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, buddy. All right, man, were you ready to kick off this show? I know that you are.
I guess.
For those of you who want to smell like Last Call on the Lower East Side, Miller High Life has released a new cologne that is meant to smell like a dive bar. And it's only going to cost you $60 just in time for the holidays. The scent of the so-called dive bar fume blends cedarwood and patchouli oil to create the smell of a bar counter, tobacco, and leather to evoke these worn-in leather bar stools, sea salt, and the basket of fries and popcorn that you would find at a bar.
I like it.
I don't know, man. To me, bar smell is not a pleasant smell. And I think it's like spilled beer on the floor, because they all kind of have that same kind of smell.
Well, you know what smell they need to do?
Or they don't clean the taps or something.
They need to do the bathroom smell.
Okay.
Where it's like you could tell cleaning product has been sprayed at every corner, but it still smells of piss. You know what I'm talking about?
They're just trying to mask it.
It's trying to it's like, oh, they got new fresheners in here, but it clearly still smells like a bathroom. That'd be such a great perfume. I would get you that.
This is a good gag gift, and it's $60. Not a bad gift.
And that would
dive bar fume.
I would get that piss perfume and say, Andrew, we're gonna go to these things together, and every day you wear it, and you you respray it every 3 hours while we're in public. I'll give you $100.
Here's your game again.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious. Like,
you just sit from afar and watch me walk up to a crowd of people. Go!
We'll go to Disney World together on like the busiest time, and then I'm like, "Here's the deal."
Reaction.
And then what I also like about that is, imagine going through customs or going through security, and they're like, "What is this?" Like, "Oh, it's my perfume or my cologne," and a good chance of that person smelling it.
Oh yeah,
Because they're like, "Oh, let me see what kind of oh my god!"
But I do like this, and it's not that.
And every guy would know that smell.
Oh yes.
Like, this smells like a bathroom that they tried to clean.
Like the little donut in the urinal. Yeah, exactly. No, but it's not unlike any other company trying to do, a cologne, like maybe an athletic company like Nike doing something with like sneaker smell or something. You could have new sneaker, because that's not a bad smell.
New
Or
car
you could
smell.
You could have, Nike doesn't make cars, but then you could have slightly worn sneaker. If you're really kinky, go gym short. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the
Jockstrap.
audience, they sell, does Nike sell? I guess they do.
How about belly button lint?
Does that have a smell though? I don't know.
Belly button lint?
I don't know.
You never smelled that? When someone
No,
doesn't
I
clean
haven't. Tell me what it smells like.
If you clean someone's belly button?
Continue.
Do you not clean your belly button? Are you have an Audi?
No, I don't have an Audi.
You have any?
Yeah, I have a normal.
And
innie,
you never stuck your finger in there, went around a little bit, and smelt it? Do it right now. Do it.
I'm gonna pass.
It stinks, dude. It's like dead fungus if you don't clean it.
God.
So I clean my belly button every time I wash. Well, because there was a lovely lady around that area one time, and she's like, "You need need to clean this." And I was like, "This is like in college days." And I was like, "Oh, you gotta clean that?"
I think we need to have an audience.
It's kind of like the importance of cleaning your feet. Most people don't, like the bottoms of your feet.
I clean my feet. Yes, yeah. But I also don't smell my hands after doing so. But I do.
Well, you don't do a self check.
No.
You don't go like.
Good God. I do think the audience of one needs to have our own scent. We can call it community radio, and it smells a bit like stale Hot Pockets and like overdraft fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overdraft fees. What's that?
Yeah, exactly. And bad decisions.
Yeah. Burnt fingernails. I can't believe you never smell your belly button.
No,
Now
I
you're
have
gonna do it.
Maybe.
You should, because it's foul.
Oh, I'll do it. Well, what if I come back to you next week and say I did it?
It smelled like butterflies.
Yeah, and it actually smelled pretty good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bottle it.
Well, actually, what it reminds me of, depending on like how often you clean it, it reminds me of like smelling salts.
I mean, I guess I don't. What? Smelling salts?
Well, it's like because you don't like. For example, if I did it right now and I held my finger over here,
I'd be able to smell it.
no.
Okay.
But the only way you'll be able to smell it if you get like right here, you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh my god.
How can something be that strong, but yet only smellable when you get close to it? I don't understand that.
It's like smelling salts.
Yeah.
Because smelling salts, when you crack them or you open the bottle, you can't smell it if I have the bottle right here. But if I get it probably to the microphone, you might be able to hint it. But if you get right above it, it's like a whole new level. Like you go.
I guess my thing is I clean the entirety of my body every time. Thus, I'm not having to do a check. It's just always clean.
Well, do you get in there?
Oh, yeah, baby, I'll get up in there. Yeah. Next story, a man remembered the moment he almost died after his beloved pet hamster bit him. Okay, this is wild, man. While spending time with the family pet, the hamster bit him, causing the father to go into anaphylactic shock.
Oh, that's awesome. This guy looks like a hamster.
Nathan Halliday, 34 years old, was holding his hamster Mochi when the animal unexpectedly bit him during what appeared to be a seizure. Okay, within minutes, Halliday experienced severe allergic reaction. His body began to swell. Hives broke out across his skin. His throat constricted and making it difficult to breathe. He nearly died. But man, if this happened to me, I ain't telling anybody that it was a hamster that bit me. I'm going to come up with something different. Dude, first of all, hamsters are terrible pets.
Yeah, but like...
What happened? My hamster bit me and almost died.
I'm allergic. Well, I like about it in the future. You're
Come
like,
on, man.
I can't handle animals anymore. Like, oh, why? Is it because I'm allergic? Like, I have to have an EpiPen. Like, that's why I tell people about marijuana.
That's like telling somebody you got bit by a chinchilla or something.
But yeah, you use that as an excuse not to deal with that kind of stuff.
And I feel like the cuter the animal is, the less sympathy you're going to get. Right? If it's a super cute little fluffy hamster, people are like, really, dude? Really? But I guess the problem here is he was already in a seizure, so his body must have been contorting, and I guess it freaked the. Well, the hamster has since passed. I guess they had to put him down. I guess
I would release it in the grocery store.
Yeah, I bet you would have.
I really hate my camera because I can't get in a comfortable position while working, and I can't turn it anymore. So I'm gonna. Can
in this new angle? Can you see your screen?
You can see a reflection in half the screen.
Okay.
So, but we're good. We're good. But yeah, people are allergic to stuff. That's all right.
Yeah, well, I just thought it was kind of odd that, and anytime you hear stories like this, when I saw the headline, man killed from hamster bite, I thought, or almost killed, there's always some kind of underlying health condition. He was in the middle of a seizure when he got bit. I wonder if he squeezed it because he was seizing up. Kind of like when you're being choked
out, or
like you got a
knee on your neck kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly like that. And you normally bite down.
Yeah. I like it.
On the pillow. A heated confrontation over a car sale took a destructive turn on Monday when a man drove his recently purchased vehicle through the front doors of the very dealership where he had bought it just hours earlier. And I don't know if you can play this video, Dick, but it's pretty wild.
I'm gonna find it.
But the incident occurred at a Mazda dealership in Sandy, Utah, after the man attempted to return the car because he was told it was sold as is. Now, it doesn't say in this article, you have to turn it down because he does say
I turned it down way down.
A curse word. I don't know if...
he really did it.
Yeah. Imagine that. A man who's willing to drive a car through the front window of a dealership also is going to curse in public. Very shocking. Yeah. But it doesn't say in this article what the problem with the car is. But he came in to return it. They said no. And he said, I'm going to come back and drive this car right through the window of this place, and I'll be darned if he didn't do it.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty. And surprisingly, no one was hurt, but he was taken into custody. Yeah.
Dealerships are weird. I told you that story this morning.
About getting your car serviced? Yeah.
And like a random charge. I'm like, I thought I paid for this.
So you're going to take that car and drive it through the front window? Well, I ain't paying for this. $20.
What I hate about being in scenarios like that is I'm not educated in the service department. But what was weird, just to let the onesies know, so I have I have a newer car, and I bought the maintenance thing because that's what I like to do. Mm-hmm. I've been taking it to this same dealership, getting it maintenance, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we got to pay an extra $20." I'm like, "That's kind of a random number. Like, what
is that really going to do?"
Yeah, like what did you add? Oh, we didn't add anything. We just
forgot to carry the one.
We forgot to charge you for the stuff.
Rounding error.
for you didn't have full synthetic oil on the package. I'm like, why would I buy the package if it didn't include what I bought?
What the car needs.
The car needs.
Don't sell me what I don't need.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going like, but you never charged me for this before. So is this like a clerical error, or I feel like you're just? I looked at the guy. I was like, I don't really trust you.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah, I was like, that's what's going on here? Is this like one of those service fees?
How do I know that oil's synthetic, anyways?
Well, it's almost
prove that it's synthetic.
Well, not even that. It's like it makes me think of those companies that you buy in contracts, and it's like, oh, we actually messed up. We gave him too good of a deal.
Yeah,
so
probably
next year
so. Now they're gonna slowly get it out of you, $20 at a time.
Hey, we're gonna charge you extra $15 because we call it the 2025 tax. So it's just 2025. So we charge you $15.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, they're going to get it out of you, one way or the other. By the way, speaking of oil, I never hear the word viscosity unless it is in the context of oil. The viscosity of the oil.
Well, certain oils.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you going to tell me what viscosity means, genius?
I thought it had something to do with the pH levels.
Sure.
Does it?
I don't know.
I'd look it up, but my keyboard's all the way over here.
This oil is very viscous. It has something to do with the thickness and the lubricating capabilities, I'm sure. It just seems like I never hear that word unless it is in reference to oil. Look at you holding your keyboard.
Yeah, I'm trying to... It is a state of being thick, sticky, and semi-fluid inconsistency due to the internal friction.
My, you are looking quite viscous today.
I like it. I'm thick, baby, and sticky,
and in the state of semi-moist.
And then you ask, what is that? Like, it's semi-fluid.
Good God,
that's wild. I like it. And oil. Let's see what it is in oil.
I think it's exactly what it is in oil. Exactly that. Semi-wet.
Yeah,
and
the
thick.
internal friction within the oil that resists its flow.
A Chinese man was trapped in an abandoned well for 3 days because his cries were mistaken for ghostly sounds. A Thai media outlet is reporting the bizarre incident took place near the Thailand-Myanmar border last month when villagers heard strange cries coming from a nearby forest. Police said that they dispatched rescue personnel to the forest when they called out, hearing a voice responding. But this is wild, man. This dude basically was at the bottom of a 12, it says meter, deep well. So I'm guessing that's got to be, 30 some odd feet. When he was crying for help, and the village people were like, what's that sound? Oh, must be a ghost. How in the hell do you not know or can't distinguish between a person's cry for help and a ghost?
I like it.
Please don't tell me the computer just crashed. You have the look on your face like, no, I'm not going to tell him.
I just, you know how my brain works. I just go, hey, I think I know how to fix the cameras.
So do you think ghosts in Thailand still say woo, or do they say something different? Because I did look up how to say help in Chinese.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it doesn't sound anything like ooh. Right, so I'm not sure how someone...
Let's play it. Ready?
Yes, go for it.
How to say help in Chinese.
救
命
救命
救命
help.
like and follow.
See?
Oh, you gotta like them.
That doesn't sound like a ghost. If I heard 救命
I wouldn't trust her. She's too cute.
I would think maybe... Oh, she'd do it for you?
Certain things, like the way she says help.
救命
I'm like, oh, she's vulnerable. Vulnerable.
I'm just speaking my native language. There's nothing vulnerable about this. You predator.
Yeah. What?
Okay, last story before the break, and this is definitely an audience of one story. So we have talked about liquid death before on this show, and come to find out liquid death is just bottled water. Yeah. Well, they have done it again, pushing absurdist marketing to new extremes with its new latest product, the Pit Diaper. In collaboration with Depend. Yes, it's exactly...
Oh, this is real?
Yes, sir. This is real. It's exactly what you would think it is. It's a diaper for concert goers who refuse to leave the pit no matter how much water or beer they have consumed. So this is a diaper that you can wear to the concert so you can piss yourself.
So I'm going to pull this up for the onesies.
Good God.
So you see this bathroom? That's the smell.
Not really.
That's the smell.
Oh, that's the smell. Yeah, there it is.
That's the smell I want to go for.
Look at this. It's so great. Endorsed by metalcore legend Ben Kohler of Converge, and Mutoid Man. And more, the Pit Diaper promises to lock away recycled liquid death while neutralizing odors so you can keep raging to your favorite songs without having to worry about leaks or judgment. I love how they call urine recycled liquid death. But it's a great deal, only $75. Again, just in time for the holidays, Dick. Love it. You going to go out and get yourself a Pit Diaper?
I mean, just looking at this video, my favorite is this right here.
This guy's raging. I got to whiz. Wait, hold on. But you know if you're...
No, right here. This is it. See, like, this is it. This is me right here. This is totally me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know when he's going.
Yeah.
Because he's dancing, and all of a sudden he'll get that look
Yeah,
on
I
his
like
face
it.
like, I got to relieve myself.
I like
Oh, my gosh. All right, it's a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we're going to
I actually
discuss
like sitting over here.
floating in the middle of the ocean by yourself. Right here on the Audience of One show, guys.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
That's my pit pisser.
Is that the voice you use as you're
Yeah.
relieving yourself?
Oh, yeah.
During a Dave Matthews concert?
Oh, yeah. I'll never tell you the story. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that story over the air.
Yeah, that's good. Let's not.
Yeah.
If you have to think twice, it's
typical
probably
Dave
not.
Matthews concert. Welcome back to Audience of One. We're here every Friday at 10 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio. You can watch us on Lone Star's Facebook, YouTube, and then look up the podcast version by searching Audience of One Show on all the major podcast networks.
You may have to search Audience of One show with Andrew and Dick because there are a few other shows out there called the Audience of One. I'm just going to go out on record and say they're not as good as this one, but hey, you might enjoy it accidentally while you're searching for this one, but just make sure you get that Andrew and Dick in there.
Ja.
So it's the Christmas spirit, man. Is it upon you? Have you been doing some Christmas shopping for your family? No way. I can't believe that's the answer. I don't want to say I hate Christmas shopping. I just struggle to Christmas shop for people. I'm just not one of these people that can come up with great ideas for folks. Yes, outside of the calendar of Pooping Dog Street, which was a hit. Outside of that one,
I'm sad.
like especially
I'm sad.
with,
I want you to know I'm depressed.
I know, because it's coming to an end.
Because it's coming to an end.
You never know what might be in your stocking.
Oh.
But I like to think that I'm a good gift giver and I have good intentions. It's like, I'm going to get, Billy, I'm going to get him this great gift this year.
Way to go, Billy.
And then I always end up giving them like, a gift card. I'm like, you know what? Maybe they would enjoy
Billy.
Maybe they would enjoy $25 at the, the local 5 and dime. I don't know. I like Cracker Barrel. You always end up getting them like $25 at Cracker Barrel or something like that.
Yeah.
I hate that because gift cards seem like such a give up.
I mean, it is kind of strange in today's world because gift cards I could see being valid when most people didn't have credit cards or debit cards or like kids. They're perfect for kids because most kids don't have that.
Sure.
And then you can force the kid, hey, you're not just going to go buy drugs.
Well,
you're going to
potentially. You can always exchange them, do a little barter system.
Yeah. And
Where
then,
there's a will, there's a way, Dick.
Like I remember one year we all put our money in together to get my dad a Lowe's gift card because he wanted to do projects or something, and it actually works out for him because what he does is now he just knows when he goes to Lowe's he gets $1,000 and he can just when he buys wood or buy whatever faucets
And you can sling it. Mm-hmm.
and you just go because when you go to Lowe's they can get really pricey.
They can. I don't know. I just feel like I start off with good intentions, and then it ends up being like,
I want to get you a
maybe
gift
they
card.
would enjoy Chili's.
I want to get you the gift card.
And then
to
I feel good
the
about it, and then I
popcorn
don't.
place.
The popcorn place,
You ever been to
where
the-
they have all the gourmet
Yeah.
popcorns.
That would be a great
Try
gift.
this one. This one's jalapeno cheddar.
Yeah.
It's great.
I don't know. I would get you like a $20 gift card to True Lux.
Yeah, right. It's about the same as getting like a $5 gift card to Target.
Yeah.
You go in there to spend $200. Right. gonna take my $5 gift card to spend
and
$200.
gift cards are kind of ingenious because I wonder what the carryover of the unused cards that have like $1 on it.
Oh, there's a lot. That adds up, man. Those retailers, they make money on those gift cards.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get it exactly.
Yeah.
You got to figure maybe 90% of them get spent 100%. 5 of them probably get lost altogether, and then the other 5 have some rounding issues, right? And they make some money off of it. You multiply that by tens of millions of transactions, Target's making some money. That's how they make up for you stealing that 18-pack of beer that you do probably twice a month out the front doors.
18-pack?
Oh,
30
sorry.
packs,
Yeah,
baby.
case,
Come
baby,
on.
case. This did. Speaking of giving gifts, this did come up in my social media not too long ago, and I don't know whether or not this is actually true. If this is a true story or not, I really don't care. But apparently, Steven Spielberg gave Dakota Fanning airline tickets as like a gift when she was a young girl. I think he did a movie with her. I'm trying to remember what movie it was.
War of the Worlds.
Is that what it was?
War of the Worlds.
And while
War of the Worlds.
And while that might seem like, oh no, I think it was to Las Vegas for her 21st birthday. I think it's what it was. And while I think,
Is he meeting up with her?
well, see, that's the implication
I
was it was
would.
kind of weird.
I would. If
But,
I
but
was,
again, I don't know that
man,
that's actually true. So, and I'm not debating whether or not it is. But it did get me thinking about giving somebody airline tickets to a certain place at a certain time.
I like it.
While it does seem like a nice gift, it's kind of an oddly possessive thing to do. Like, I want you.
I mean, I got.
You are going to be in this place at this time, and I command thee. And yet the person's like, "Oh, thanks. What if I had other plans?"
You know, it's a great. Here's a
Must
great
drop
story
them.
for you. I was dating this
It's a
girl.
weird flex, man.
I was dating this girl, and I went to an auction, like a fundraiser thing, and they had a Southwest Fly Anywhere two boarding passes, but within the 58 states, and I won it. I think I bid like $400, and I got 2 tickets there and back. Mm-hmm. And I gave them as a gift to the girl I was seeing. Mm-hmm. And with the funniest thing was right when she got it, she's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then I was like, "Cool." Yeah, we move on. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm planning a trip." And I'm like, "Oh, it's great. Where are we going?" She's like, "Oh, us? I'm going to take my mom somewhere." And I was like, "Ooh, should I be mad about that?"
You didn't have stipulations on it.
I didn't.
It is a gift.
I didn't.
You just assumed.
And I eat crow when I eat crow.
You
so
would be the co-pilot on this
I
trip.
just assumed.
Uh-huh.
Because it was the gift.
This is what happens.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
And then what was great about that particular girl was she realized what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And she went with her mom. I was totally cool with it. I was like, I
Yeah,
almost
totally. It's 10 years ago. You're
I-
still talking about it on
I-
the radio. Mhm.
But then she got us tickets to go to the Redwoods.
Ah, yes.
So I got to do photography at the Redwoods.
Got to see some big trees, did you?
And then I told her I wanted to make out under one of the trees. And then that was the thing of mine.
And you never saw her again.
No, I broke her heart. That's what happens.
Oh.
I'm a heartbreaker.
Are you? It's all that patchouli oil cologne you wear.
Well, you know those weird scenarios when you become good friends with people, and it's always that it reminds me of those romantic movies where they have this job opportunity.
Are you describing a Hallmark movie?
Well, like she had this job,
Every
she had
single
this
Hallmark
dream,
movie.
like legit dream opportunity,
Mm-hmm. But yet this man comes into her life.
and she was so conflicted,
yes.
and I felt so
Love
bad.
will take me away. I can't possibly be
Well,
a successful photographer in downtown New York and meet this chicken farmer in Tennessee
Well,
who I'm madly in love with.
This
At
was
the same
like,
time,
she worked for the I want to say it was like the NFL, and she got this dream job. She loves football, and ironically, I don't. So
loves filming big sweaty men.
And so
in tight
she's like,
pants.
"Hey, I have to move."
That's a red flag.
And I go,
by the way.
"Oh, okay." And she goes, "Are you not going to move with me?"
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, "Nope."
Oh, my. Interesting. I had no idea that ladies were trying to relocate the dick.
But they always try to. And I'm like, "Well, why do you think I got a divorce?"
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that was one of the funniest. I remember this because we're outside Chewy's,
Of all places.
because that was our go-to place because we lived in between it. And
Or it was in between where you lived.
yes,
Mhm,
thank
yes.
you. And she's like,
That'd be weird
she's
if you
like,
lived in between it.
She's like, you didn't even hesitate at all about that. And
That'd
I
be the
go,
bar area.
where would I go? Like, I'm not moving. I don't want to go there.
What was it out of state?
No, it was, I think it was to Austin or something like that.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I take it back. It might have been Denver.
So similar they are.
Well, it was one of those things, and I was like,
Yeah, it's either Austin or Denver.
I didn't care.
You know.
I was like, no, I'm not moving.
Doesn't matter where it is. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is your home. Conroe.
Yeah.
The
I
lovely
like it.
Conroe.
I like it.
Yeah. Go figure. All right, man. I'm going to say something very, very controversial here, but I think it needs to be
You
said.
never been in that scenario?
Ladies, don't ask me to go anywhere, dude. Trust me.
Well, I mean, when you're dating somebody,
Yeah, no. Never happened.
and they were like, "Oh," but that's what I like is she liked me that much.
I
she
guess
expected me to go, and I was like, "Ooh."
I guess the problem is I just don't date upwardly mobile females.
Well, I only date.
That was a joke.
I only
That was a
date
joke,
women
everyone.
who grow and I was
Immature.
like,
and I'm not going to hold you back from
I'm
your
not gonna hold
dreams,
you
baby.
back from your dreams.
That's right. You go
Well,
be a
no, that's
proctologist
what-
in Austin and or Denver.
Well, let me tell you what the station.
Oh, wait,
has
she
done
wanted
to
to
my
film
life.
sweaty men. That's right. Never mind.
No, I think it was more graphic design. So maybe take pictures of sweaty men. No, I mean like that's always I love society where we have these expectations, but then you have to make hard decisions at some point, and that was always been a hard situation for me because the station is my life, and so it's like, do you want me to quit my life?
Don't do that. If you love me, you'll leave me alone. You'll let me stay.
Well,
All
yeah.
right, anyways,
If
I was going to make my
can-
huge proclamation here.
Oh,
and
okay,
you
I'm ready.
interrupted
I'm
me.
ready. I thought it was story time.
Oh, it's always story time with you, Mr. Schisler. No, I said I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say something probably very controversial, but I think we are at a Snoop Dogg breaking point here in America.
Was he at a Diddy party or
I
something?
fear that we may be over Snooped. This guy is everywhere. He's on so many commercials, and I knew it was coming because when he was at the Olympics, which a little bit too much exposure on the Olympics too, I might say, I told you, I made the proclamation. I said, this guy's got something coming up. He is endorsing everything, even radio spots. He's on the air. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, Snoop, I can't stand it anymore, buddy. I love you, but this is getting to be a little bit ridiculous.
So the way I see that, man, is I think there's two things going in his brain. It's either one of them. One is he just loves doing it.
He loves the cash.
And
Strike while the iron's
I
hot,
meant more
buddy.
of like he's just like, I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
He actually
I'm gonna do
can.
that.
He literally can
Yeah.
right now. The world is his
And
oyster.
our option two, someone told him like, hey, if you hit this $500 million point,
Mm-hmm.
you can just disappear.
He's getting
And
close.
so
I'm
he's
sure.
like, I gotta work. I gotta keep doing.
He's getting there. He's probably worth $200 million if I had to guess. I don't know. I just figure we're going to see him on a feminine hygiene commercial pretty quick. He's Snoop
I
here.
mean, he hangs out with Martha Stewart.
Yeah, they were great together, by the way.
Do you think they did it?
I don't.
Farm to
actually.
table?
I do not believe. I think they like to push that.
I can see him
push
being-
that narrative because
Yeah.
it was funny. But no, I don't think they really did, man. He's been married to the same woman for like 35
Yeah.
years, and he's a family. As much
See,
as you don't think that he is, he's a family man and whatnot, to the degree that he can be, right?
And then encourages gun violence. Yeah.
I don't know that he
What if-
encourages it. It just, hey, it happens. It happens, man. You know what? All right, a Florida woman became pregnant while in jail on murder charges, gave birth to a baby whose father is a fellow inmate also accused of murder, even though she says they've never met in person and have never had physical contact with each other. A what? How does this happen? Well,
Hold on,
this
hold
is
on.
pretty interesting, though.
They're both on murder charges?
Yes, you have Daisy Link and Joan DePaz, or maybe that's Juan, are currently in custody being held on charges of murder. And they've both been in custody since 2022. Well, they were sharing a cell, not sharing a cell, but they were in two different cells that shared a wall. Now, first of all, I didn't realize that men and women were in the same facility. I thought they were completely separate, but apparently this happens. And they began this relationship of talking to each other through the air conditioning vents.
Aww.
They had nothing else. Yes, it was a burgeoning love story between two murderers.
That's a Hallmark.
It is. It's the next Hallmark movie. Well, during one of the conversations, Daisy said, "You know what? Sure would be nice if I could have a child." And old D-Paz over there said, "Well, I could work up some material if you need." And apparently, I'm going to be delicate with this, used the bed sheets and fed them up through the air conditioning vents to have some sort of connection between the two rooms. He would then
Do his thing.
do his thing and produce material.
That's farm to table right
And
there.
that is certainly farm to table. She would then do the, I guess, like the tangled thing.
that really how they did it?
Pull the sheets through, and then she would apply the male specimen to herself, and it produced a lovely child. Can you imagine being that child and telling people your origin story? My mom and dad never met physically. We're both in prison on murder charges.
Has this been proven?
This is... Dude, it's people.com. People.com does not
I like
lie.
it, though. I mean...
Isn't that amazing? So she got to live out her dream and have a child while in prison with a man she never touched. That, sir, is farm to table.
Congratulations to the birth of a healthy baby.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I meant to say.
Can I buy that baby?
Yeah, that's the thing. Does that get her out of jail? How does that? I
No.
mean, what happens to the baby?
Probably
Property of the state and goes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, that's pretty selfish then. That poor child.
no.
Do you think it's going to have a great upbringing and have a wonderful
Well,
future?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone gets an opportunity in this world.
Should
Look at
be.
Stephen Hawking. He did great things.
He did. And
He
his
even
parents
cheated
were
on-
both
he-
murderers.
He even cheated on his wife.
He got to travel out to the island. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. I mean, like, think about it.
Speaking of children, barking, growling, and walking on all fours wasn't just a fun game of mimicking a beloved family pet for Oksana Malaya. Instead, at age 3, adopting the savage traits of animals became a way of life for the feral Ukrainian girl who was raised by stray dogs after her alcoholic parents locked her outside. This is insane, man.
I don't think this is real.
You don't think this is real?
No.
It was on 60 Minutes Australia. This is pretty wicked,
Yeah,
but
I
this
pulled it up.
this
We're
is
gonna
a
watch this for a
this is
little
a
segment.
real life like Jungle Book story. Raised by dogs. Somehow she was out there, and I don't know in the story if it says how long she was out there before she was finally found. She's 40 years old now, this girl, but she would walk on all fours and pant, and you can see her leaping around there. She would eat. I don't know. I think if you're 3 years old and you don't know any different, I guess you start mimicking those things. But how is a 3-year-old girl going to live? I mean, where does she get fresh water and food and all that stuff for? Because the dogs don't care. These are stray dogs, for crying out loud.
Wait, does she still live out there?
No, not anymore. She has been brought back into society, but as you can imagine, she had quite a lot of troubles adapting back into society. And Dick, I imagine it's hard to meet a man when you've had that in your background. Although I bet you I know what lovemaking position she would prefer.
I like that.
Just gonna say that.
These are my favorite scenarios too, because I
Oh,
remember.
I bet.
I remember I was with a girl and she's like, "I have something to tell you," and I immediately go, "Please don't be a dog person." No,
I am a dog person. It says Malaya also licked herself clean, ate raw meat, rummaged through garbage bins for food, panted, and walked, as we said, on her hands and knees.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man. No, this is 6 years old. So she was out there for. So when they found her, she had the mental capacity of a 6-year-old.
That's pretty
I don't
good.
know how long? Yeah, hey man, she went from 3 to 6. Pretty good.
Better than Stephen Hawking.
What is your thing with Stephen Hawking?
I just make
He was like
it
the
there.
smartest man on the planet.
Yeah, but he had a personality of a vegetable.
Whoa, sir, careful.
You don't like that?
Personality
That
of
was
a
another
vegetable. That
joke.
was very insensitive.
That was another joke.
It's because his brain didn't have any extra
Well,
room
she-
for humor because it was filled up with like numbers.
She
and
had a
stuff.
personality of a dog.
That she did.
That's funny.
I'm trying to find exactly how long she was out there. It was years and years and years, man.
Well, like it's that one girl was like, "I gotta tell you something," and I go, "Please don't tell me you're a guy." That's right.
So would you rather her say I'm a dude, or would you rather her say I lived with dogs for
Live with
9
dogs,
years?
for sure. Because
Okay,
I'd be like,
just making sure.
really?
You're like, this is interesting.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, tell me.
Tell
Yeah.
me.
Can we relive some of this?
Yeah.
Good God.
Give me a growl. Give me a growl.
are a sick puppy. Award-winning British filmmaker Danny Boyle is making headlines for filming his upcoming zombie movie 28 years later using only an iPhone 15. And this is not the first time that Boyle has eschewed traditional filmmaking equipment in favor of conforming to a narrative. This is pretty interesting. Are you familiar with this series of 28 Days
Yeah.
Later? And then that was a zombie movie, I think, in the early 2000s. The sequel was called 28 Weeks Later. And then, of course, the third one's got to be called 28 Years Later. And I've never seen any of them. I've heard of them. But what's interesting about this is he made headlines when he shot the second one for using a $4,000, what they called prosumer camcorder, which at the time a camcorder was something that regular people might have. thus convincingly, blah, 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 whatever. So he's done this kind of bit,
Yeah.
but now he's taken it an even step further and has filmed the entire movie with an iPhone.
I like it. Way to go, dude.
It is pretty cool, and it does kind of show you, like, if you really want to get into filmmaking or even having your own podcast, the barriers for doing so have never been lower, right? Because
very
before, you would had to have, let's say, take a radio show, for instance, you would have had to have gone and worked at a radio station and interviewed and been part of a Now you can just grab your cell phone and get a YouTube account and have your own, quote, radio show, right? Yeah. Similar now that you can actually film an entire movie with your iPhone. The barriers for producing this stuff have never been lower. Now, he does have, they said, a bunch of accoutrement on this iPhone to make it a lot, I guess, more fancy. He's got an adaptive lens and a widescreen, camera on it or screen on it so he can see. So I don't know how much of this is just marketing by Apple. If he's been paid by Apple.
I would.
Say, hey, say that you're using this to film this movie, but we're going to allow you to use this Pentax amazing,
I get it.
Yeah.
Now, I would be more impressed if he edited the whole movie on his iPhone.
Yeah, using Canva.
That would be insane.
It says, however, blah, 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 blah. The iPhone, it says it was equipped with a healthy amount of accessories, including a large support rig. Okay. A big monitor. Again, I'm giving it a pass. Audio equipment. Okay, now you're getting somewhere. And perhaps, most interestingly, a professional-grade Panavision cinema lens. I'm like, all right. I'm raising a flag here. This wasn't necessarily iPhone. But again, the fact that we're almost there is pretty impressive. Don't you agree? I think you need to start filming me on an iPhone.
Well, what I like
these
about
fancy PTZ optic 4K cameras you got in my face.
What I like about that idea is you're going down New York or whatever, and you see like all this action sequence, and there's one guy with the camera, like with a phone, like
because normally they're on these big cranes, and they're
like,
coming through with these big boom mics or whatever. Excuse me, iPhone coming through.
That's the new Matrix movie.
And then wouldn't it be cool where he just kind of turns it, ooh, selfie, real quick.
You hit the camera, but you hit the reverse button.
Yeah.
Dude.
What is it? The reverse lens? Oh crap!
Got to redo that shot. Oh, that'd be.
Hold on, I'm getting a text message.
Yeah, that would.
Someone's trying to FaceTime me. Hold on. I told you not right now. I'm making a movie.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Texas influencer Ashley Grayson is set to serve 10 years in federal prison after attempting to pay someone for the murder of 3 individuals. This is a typical murder for hire story, or is it? Grayson, 35, earned notoriety on social media with her online business and lessons offering to teach others how to turn their skills into courses as well, per a press release, blah, blah, blah. So this is what's pretty interesting. The press release said that she offered to pay a Memphis-based couple to kill 3 people. So immediately when you see this or hear this, you're thinking, oh, these must be 3 related incidences. Au contraire. One of them is her ex-boyfriend. Okay. Hey, I get it. They probably had some bad blood there.
Yeah.
The other 2 victims included a woman who criticized Grayson on social media. All right. And then the third is just a Mississippi woman who had operated a similar business model. So she's scattershooting. She's scattershooting with this. I like this idea, though. You finally get someone on the hook that will do your bidding and your murder for hire, and you're like, would you kill my ex-boyfriend? They say, yeah, I guess we'll do it. You establish a price. You think, there was also this person online that kind of badmouthed me. Can you take them out too?
No, that's not how the conversation went.
No, like sure. Okay, one more. Hold on. There's actually one more. There's this other lady.
No.
She's got a business similar
like
to mine.
this.
Can you off her too?
It went like this. They had they meet in the parking garage. And they're like, oh, you.
Hey, Grayson,
you the.
Ashley. Sorry, that's her last name. Ashley.
Ashley's going. Yeah, are you the guy? It's like, yeah, I'm the guy. Well, can you kill my ex-boyfriend? Like he's beating me. Making up some
sympathy story. Yes,
yeah, some
sympathetic
story.
Character.
And he's like, well, yeah, that's just what I charge, but
he wears this horrible Miller Lite perfume.
But there's an entry fee though. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, it's like first time using me, you get to pay an extra $5.
All right.
Just because that's how it's the entry fee. She's like, okay. He's like, by the way though, right now you're at $10,000. If you want to spend 15, I'll get another kill.
She's like, I got to think of somebody else real quick.
It's like, what? It's like, yeah, it's a special deal.
Special deal.
Only in this conversation. And if you want to do 3, it's 20.
It's like buying in bulk.
Yeah, it's 20. But if you want to do just 1, it's going to cost 10.
But if you got 3, this is where the real deals come in.
You're basically get one. You're getting buy one get one free.
I like your business model there.
Oh yeah, and then
it's bulk. I hadn't thought of it that way. I thought it was more.
And he's like,
on her side.
we'll charge less if they're all 3 in the same room. But if it's 3 separate,
No, they're scattered across 3 different states.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's 3 separate people, then we're gonna have to charge.
Got to charge more, man.
And
Just the way it goes, man.
Board and room too. You got to pay for that if we have to travel. I like it. I think.
Well, it says each one of these killings had a value of at least $20,000. So that's the going rate. That is the going rate. A modern-day adventurer had his social media followers quaking in their boots, thinking the sailor influencer, again staying on this theme of influencers, was stranded after an innocent post touting his location more than
don't you have to let them
thousands of miles from land in every direction. What?
Don't you have to let the person know? Like the police have to let the boyfriend know?
Oh, we're on the other story? I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, in this story.
I don't know. You mean after the fact?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, she was trying to kill you? Yeah, of course, I would
I think you're supposed to. Because, like, if you live in another state, you have no connect. Like, for the influencer,
So
right? She has no idea this lady.
So are you saying, do the police have a fiduciary
Yeah.
duty to, once they've captured this girl, then go and contact each one of these people and be like, hey, I got this weird thing to tell you. Yeah, I'm a police in Texas, and I know you're in Tennessee, but weird thing. We actually had a hit on you.
I wonder.
I don't know. Because all you're doing is then just causing disruption in this person's life. This is information I didn't need to know.
Besides People Magazine having the article now she's probably getting phone calls.
Yeah, maybe you'd want to find out from the police
Yeah,
and not.
so
you're scrolling through TikTok and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's my ex-girl. Wait, she tried to kill me? Yeah, you're probably right. They probably do. He probably
more attracted to her now.
He's like, dang it.
That's a bad B.
Yeah, it's a bad midge, man. I like that.
I like that. I like that.
What was I? Oh, yes. Influencer. He was thousands of miles in the middle of the ocean. The video, which, by the way, not sure how he gets cell reception. Thousands of miles out in the middle of the ocean, whereas I have trouble getting a signal in this studio. The video showing the intrepid explorer going for a swim in the South Pacific scared up more than 32 million views on TikTok. But when he shared his location on this video, it showed him out there in the middle of nowhere. Could you do that, Dick? Could you hop on a boat and just say, I'm going? Yeah. Viking style, bro. Just going to go.
Yeah. I don't know the food. I would have to eat really, I had to eat fish for 2 years before I did it, though.
Not eat fish for 2 years.
No, eat fish. So I
so you get used to it. Because I would think by then you're already sick and tired of it.
Well, yeah, you're going to be sick and tired of it no matter what, but that's your only option. So it's might as well know how to cook it, make it taste good, what you need.
I guess, but once you're out there, you're not going to be able to have any of that. It's just
you're going to have salt and pepper out there, dog.
You have plenty of salt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do it, man. Bro is certified insane. I would agree. And I don't know if he's trying to get to a destination or if this is just a bit to, it is kind of one of these things where you don't actually tell people where you're at. You let them figure it out, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, man. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's why I like tracking my friends. I'm just like, what are they up to?
What are they up to right now?
Let's see what my brother's doing.
Look at that. He's in the bar at 3 in the afternoon.
Let's see where they are right now. I'm going to look it up. Where's he? No one's in the middle of the ocean, so that's a positive.
But see, wouldn't it be cooler if he was?
My friend. Let's see where my friend.
Okay,
He is not at home.
Okay.
Who's this girl?
I don't know why you're keeping up tabs on these people.
Let me turn on this microphone real quick.
All right, this is a good time for a quick hit here at the end of the show. In 1962, a French spelunker, he's a spelunker, named Michael Cypher spent 2 months living in total isolation in a subterranean cave without access to a clock, a calendar, or sun, sleeping and eating only when his body told him to. His goal was to discover how the natural rhythms of human life would be affected by living, quote, beyond time.
I'm down.
Dick, he was studying time blindness.
I like it. That's one way to look at it.
Over the next decade, Cypher organized over a dozen other underground time isolation experiments before he himself returned to the a cave in Texas in 1972 for a 6-month spell. I love this, though. This is a quote from Cypher himself. If you allow me. You have to understand. I was a geologist by training. In 1961, we discovered an underground glacier in the Alps, about 70 kilometers from Nice. At first, my idea was to prepare a geological expedition and to spend about 15 days underground studying the glacier. But a couple months later, I said to myself, well, 15 days is not enough. I shall see nothing.
I'm pulling a picture of him.
So I decided to stay 2 months. And then the idea came to me. This idea that became the idea of my life. I decided to live like an animal, without a watch, in the dark, without knowing the time. What a D-bag.
I mean, I like him.
No, I'm just kidding. It is kind of interesting. You had one person who involuntarily had to go and live in the dark without knowing the time, raised by dogs. And then you had a man who did it voluntarily. Could you do this?
I mean, at least this guy, I pulled up a picture of him, like he's doing studies of his mind.
Supposedly. Time blindness.
Or maybe he doesn't really think, he just thinks you put them on, they work. But I like it. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it.
No, I could not do that. I'd go insane without knowing the time of day, no daylight, no watches. Yeah, you start to lose your mind.
Well, you probably lose a lot of things. Like,
yeah, I would think so.
yeah.
Yeah, including your sanity. All right, man, it's all the time we got for this show. Onesies, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your time and attention. Make sure you're following us on our social media. Audience of One Show, that's on Facebook. Follow irlonestar.com as well on Facebook and Instagram or wherever else Dick is posting our stuff at. Onesies, until next week, buddy. See y'all.